Hey everybody, welcome back to the Scale with Joy Summit. I am here with Amy Lacey on Instagram. Hey Amy Lacey. So hey Amy Lacey.
Hi, how are
Oh,
you? Thanks for
so
having
good.
me.
Yes, thank you for being here. I am great because I'm with you. And I
Aw,
wanted to let everybody know that I invited you here today because first of all, I love Cali'Flour Foods. I love everything about it. We share that mutual friend in Tanya Dalton. And as
she's
soon as
amazing.
she's amazing. Um, don't forget to check out the Target TV screens this fall. Her book is all over Target. I
I
know.
just got her book in the mail, and it's the cover alone is awesome. Like her message is incredible. So got to get her book.
It's incredible. And so are you, Amy, because
Thank
you
you.
have grown this business despite many trials and tribulations into a multi-million dollar operation. And you have done so much good in the world with it. So that's really why I wanted to have you here. I love Cali'Flour Foods as a food allergy mama. You have autoimmune disease. Everybody can benefit from the healthy product that you put out in the world. So would you mind just sharing a little bit about your background and some of the big things you're working on today?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me. And I'm honored, and I love your beautiful family behind you.
Thank
And
you.
the son that struggles, I get it, and I have so much empathy for that. And as a mom, my son struggled too, and I didn't even realize it
Yes.
for many years. So I know it can be really difficult. So that's one of the reasons why I created this product. It started very just a way for me to help myself and my son. And it was just really organic growth. In the beginning, we went to farmers market because so many people loved it. Once I discovered how to make it, we truly were the first cauliflower pizza crust on the market. There was another one that was called a veggie crust, but we were the first on the market. And I have no experience in the food industry, so I didn't hit grocery stores hard. I really just went to farmers market, a few grocery stores, and then we started sharing our clients that were prospering and eating the product and either losing weight or able to eat pizza again because they were a diabetic. A lot of people that had autoimmune, because they could relate to me, were just benefiting from the product. We started sharing those stories online, and boom, our online business it literally went viral. We shared one customer, her name is Jessie. She had a daughter named Kenzie. Kenzie struggled. She was nonverbal autistic, and the doctor put her on a low-carb diet. And in order for Kenzie to eat, Jessie would have to sit down and eat with her. And she said, hey, Kenzie's favorite product or favorite food is pizza. Can you send me your product because she can't eat pizza anymore? And I said, sure. And I sent it to her for 7 months. Jessie and Kenzie sat down and ate it. And it was one of their meals that they ate every day, sometimes two, because Jessie would make her sandwiches out of it or a wrap or pizza. And 7 months later, with a low-carb diet, not just our product, but many products that Jessie made, Kenzie became verbal.
Oh my gosh.
And Jessie lost 169 pounds.
Oh my God.
So I don't recommend losing that much weight that fast, but it worked for Jessie, and her life was completely changed. So we shared that story, which is really near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
And that story went viral. And so our online business took off. And now we're nationwide in grocery stores, in Kroger and Walmart. And we're coming out with all these entrees because I developed a cookbook. And in the process of me cooking other things besides pizza for myself and my family, decided to put it in a cookbook. It went national bestseller. And I thought, well, a lot of these recipes can be made and sold in the grocery store. Because a lot of times the feedback is, oh, I don't have time to do that. We actually put our pizza recipe that we sell online in grocery in our cookbook. But the feedback was, I don't want to take the time to do it. So I'm like, okay, it's the exact ingredients. We don't put fillers to make it cheaper to fit the grocery store freezer. We literally keep it as clean as what I'm eating, what I'm making in my kitchen. So we're getting ready to launch lasagna and tamales.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. And I'm all about comfort food. I grew up a product of the Depression. My mom's mom went through it, and my mom was a single mom. So we were on a very tight budget. So I grew up eating really inexpensive comfort foods. I didn't have a lot of knowledge about nutrition and how to like take a comfort food that's unhealthy and full of fillers and white flour and make it healthy. And the sad thing is my grandmother, who I love dearly, passed away from rheumatoid arthritis, which she was getting infusions from. And it turns out it's part of this whole autoimmune thing that we struggle with in our family.
Yeah, it's with the inflammatory foods.
Yes.
And I also want to just share with the audience that if you see hiccups, Amy and I both have really good internet, but we think it's because Dorian just came through. Well, we're going to blame Dorian. We think it's because the hurricane just came through. So
I know. I'm so sorry,
Oh,
audience.
Yeah. So just what I would ask is go ahead.
I was going to say, we're really grateful that we had no damage, but the one thing we didn't have was internet when we got home. We had a lot of seaweed in our yard because we live on the water right outside Melbourne. So we are so blessed that we didn't get hit, but the internet hasn't been the same. So my apology, it was up, it was running, it was working great. I would have gone somewhere else if I knew there was going to be a hiccup today. So stay with us. I promise it won't be, it'll be little blips. I'm pretty sure it's me and Dorian.
I think it's a great opportunity to practice a little grace and patience for everybody, right? So That's what Dorian gets to teach us today. So with that, you were going from farmers markets to having these great success stories, and then take us from, how did it go from simple farmers markets to, I don't know if you're comfortable sharing the size company that you have. If you're not, totally okay, but it's in the millions. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. So like I said, we started sharing our client stories and really making our clients the hero. I went to Donald Miller's Story Brand in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. Have you heard of that?
I've gone through his training too. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about this.
Yeah.
Well, I recommend listening to his podcast. I will say I listened to The Power of Email. I'm an anti-email person early on. Yeah. I don't like getting emails. I'm horrible about checking email. And I listened to Donald Miller's Story Brand podcast with Jeff Walker about the power of email. And we implemented what Jeff said, and our email list grew like dramatically. So if you're trying to build an email list, look up that podcast from 2016 or find anything that Jeff Walker has done about email. It's truly, it works. So the day that we launched an email to our consumers, we sold $86,000 worth of product that day. And I knew that email had a power. But more importantly, I don't care about the sales and the dollars. And I think that's part of the reason why we're so successful is if I cared about the money, I would have altered my product. There's over 50 cauliflower products on the market. Yeah. I don't want to bash on competition. I want the consumer to be able to judge for themselves by reading the ingredients. So if it's got cornstarch and xanthan gum and fillers in it, you know that cauliflower is probably, if it's got 14 ingredients, it probably doesn't have much cauliflower in it. So you're kind of defeating the purpose of buying it. And I could have made my product really inexpensive, and I chose not to because I wanted to keep it fresh cauliflower, and that's the main ingredient. So I've stayed true. And I believe part of the success is A, making your customers the hero.
Yes.
B, listening to people like Jeff Walker, people like you, people that have done it, that are successful. Surround yourself with those kinds of people because you can learn so much from them, which is what I did. And then stay true to yourself. I had somebody come to me at the Pizza Expo in 2017, and he said, he's a co-packer, and he said, I can make your product and we can cut your price in half and you can pocket all that money. And of course, I'm like struggling. I'm in the hole in early 2017. I'm still in the hole with my business with the startup costs. And of course my ears are like, okay, let's figure out. And he told me what he would do to the product. So he was going to add these fillers. And then I sat there and I thought, okay. And he's like, and it can be really automated, no more handcrafted, just automated. So it's not going to be like you made it in your kitchen anymore. And then I realized I couldn't eat it. And so then I'm like, okay, I'm going to be a fraud and I can't lie.
Yeah.
So how am I going to be interviewed? How am I going to talk to people? And then what if people that have autoimmune buy it? They're going to get sick. I can't eat it. So right away, I was like, okay, this product has to stay authentic and clean. And no matter who is in my business, who works for me, who invests in me, whatever, it has to stay that way. And that's how we've stayed true and authentic. And I think people appreciate that. They appreciate that we don't just vomit about our product, that we actually highlight success from other people, that our consumers truly are our heroes. The busy mom that wants to feed their child healthier or their family healthier. The millennial, I know millennials hate that term. I don't know what else to say though. If they could give me another term, I would use it. But that young person that I see so often on Instagram, they've just had a massive workout and they want to eat something that's really satiating, nutritious, filling, but they don't want to eat a bunch of fillers. There's a difference between fiber filling and fillers. We're the perfect product for them, and so many of them eat us. And then anybody that has, any kind of diabetes, type 2 in particular, weight loss, autoimmune, all those people can eat us. But really, they can't eat the other products on the market. So I encourage people to read the ingredients. And I think that's what's kept us super successful. People are smarter now than they've ever been. Yeah, because they look on the internet and they research. And that's the first thing I did when I was diagnosed is I came home and I jumped on the internet and I found Rachel Ray's cauliflower pizza crust on the internet. It's not our same recipe, but it's the first one I ever made. And honestly, I didn't even like cauliflower. It wasn't a vegetable I had in my house. I thought it smelled. I didn't care for it. It's actually the most amazing vegetable because it takes on any flavors that you put with it. So that's why we can have a dessert made from cauliflower because it's so bland. And parents with picky kids, because I have one that won't eat any vegetables, you can sneak it in without them knowing.
Yes, I do the same thing. My youngest is very picky. My oldest, with the one with food allergies, he didn't grow up with any tastes that were from processed foods, so it is interesting how different they are. Yeah. Because of that. So in this moment, when somebody's coming to you, you're in debt, you are at a show, you've probably invested in the show. So you're in debt and then you just spent more money and you're looking to grow and get on the other side of that upswing. And somebody comes to you and says, I have a formula for how to make this happen. What fears do you have in that moment that are required for you? Like what's the fear conversation? And then how did you move through that fear conversation?
Okay, patience, because we just had a little glimpse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so fear, I've had to work really hard on fear. First of all, that conversation actually did happen, and I just shared that with you, and it was very tempting, and the temptation came from the dollar sign. Like, okay, I'm in debt.
Yes.
But when you believe in something so much and you know that it's changed your life so much, that perseveres over a dollar sign. Do not do something for money. It will fall apart. I guarantee it. Do it because you're passionate, because you believe in it, because it is your why. I often say I made a message out of my mess. If you saw me 10 years ago, I was in bed. I couldn't walk. I had a walker. I had to have help. My youngest had to be sent away to live with my in-laws for a couple months. It was a rock bottom low. I felt suicidal. I was on Wellbutrin. I was on steroids. I was on Plaquenil. I was on Coumadin for my blood clot that I almost died from. I was a mess. I was at the low of my low, and I gained over 40 pounds. It was not a good time. But I one day when Grant was gone, he was 2 months old, the fear of what I was experiencing, I was wallowing in self-pity. I was fearful for where I was going. I didn't feel like I could get better. And I was like, no, this is my rock bottom. I want my family back. I want family fun night with pizza again. That's what we used to have every Friday night. I'm going to kick this in the pants. I'm going to figure out how to do it. And that's what I did. I mean, like I said, I went to the internet, but I started baby steps moving forward to get out of fear. I mean, fear is debilitating in itself. Yeah. So when you're a mom, like think about our toddlers. I talk about this often on stage. A toddler, when they learn to walk, on average will fall 38 times a day. So in the time span of an average toddler that learns how to walk, they have fallen over 3,000 times. They always get right back up and try again. So if we can have that same mentality in our businesses, I have fallen probably 3,000 times in this business, but I always get right back up. I mean, we've had disasters happen. We've had packaging misprints. We've had just really expensive things happen. We've had issues with employees. We've had partnership issues. You have to rise above that. You cannot let the fear debilitate you. It's a learned behavior. So as a toddler, we don't know what fear is yet. So that's why when we fall, we might hurt, we might cry, but we get right back up. And eventually we learn to walk, and then we learn to run. And that's what you can do in your business. So I'm in that running phase. I persevered through a lot of fear. I don't let fear come into my business. I really believe what you think and what you say. So it's really important if you have a team to say what you truly believe, to say what you hope for, so that they get it in their mind and it becomes this manifestation, and it works. It sounds woo-woo, but I'm telling you, it works. So in 2017, we had a CEO that we let go, and we had a certain amount of sales. We were at 1.8 million for the year, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But we were $500,000 in debt. And I remember when that CEO left, he said, "You won't make it till November." And I was determined with my team.
That just hurt me.
And I had a small team. Yeah, I had a small team. We had a lot of debt, especially to UPS that we didn't realize we had. And I was like, okay, team, here's what we're going to do. We're going to double our sales. We are going to put out the most positive vibes. We're going to share more of our customers. We are going to double our sales. We're going to get out of debt, and we are going to persevere. And we ended that year at 5.3 million. Now, we started this manifestation in August of 2017. We had 5 months, and we went from 1.8 to 5.3 million. And that was my team's vision, their belief. We set monthly goals. Yeah. We had a range of what we were going to pay off on certain dates, and we accomplished all those goals. Now, I'm not saying that when he left that, he left for reasons I won't talk about, but it was just, I acquired this team that was amazing, that believed in me, believed in the product, believed in the company, and we set these goals, and we never, ever questioned those goals. And so when we hit those goals, I remember our first goal in August was we were going to do 600,000 for that month. And we hit it, I'm not kidding, at 9:45 on the last day of the month.
Oh my gosh.
And at the time, I had about 6 people on the team, and 4 of the 6 were in the office, and we popped champagne and we celebrated. And we celebrated not that we hit our goal, we celebrated that we were a team, that we worked so well together, and that we knew together we could accomplish anything. And so that's really important. I think if you're just a startup like I was in the very beginning, you might only have one person. I had one person. Her name is Jimmy. She's still with me today. She's my right-hand person. She believed in it. We believed in each other, and here we are today. So I think surrounding yourself with a good team. I didn't always know how I was going to pay for Jimmy. Sometimes it was right out of my pocket. So so I believe setting really good goals and never wavering, and get people to align with your goals. Again, make your customer the hero. That's so important. Don't just vomit why you're so good. I recently had somebody call me. A friend said, "Hey, will you talk to this person? She's coming out with a new product. It's a keto product. Keto is really hot right now. Will you talk to her because she's struggling with her business? And keto is so hot. There's these other people that are doing so well." And when we talked, I didn't talk at all. She just told me what she did in the past, which she worked with this phenomenal company. I won't say who it is. It's phenomenal that everybody knows. And she was a rock star in that company. She talked about her product. She talked about herself. She never asked me one question. I wasn't even sure why I was there. She's still not successful today because I can see in her ads, it's all about her. Yeah. And it's all about her product. It's not about the people she's going to help. It's not about others. And I really think you've got to pay it forward and you've got to make it about others. You can't make it about yourself. And it's a fine balance because you need the credibility. Yeah. Like she's got really great mad skills because of the company she came from. It's got to be a balance of how your credibility can help others, but it has to be about others always. Because if it's just about yourself, it's not going to work. And that's in life. That's the way it is in life, right?
Yeah. Yes. I'm such a big believer in generosity. And I'll say that like sometimes it shows up years later in ways you weren't expecting. And I think a lot of people when they're first starting out will like start putting out content and they're like, well, I didn't get a customer. It's been 2 weeks. And you're like, you're just getting going being generous. Like it's so important to have like 10 years of generosity, you know, as you grow. And I don't know about you, but there was times where I was so busy, I forgot to start to be generous with my clients or with employees. And then all of a sudden you realize you're stuck and then you start getting generous again and it starts getting unstuck.
Yeah. And that I will say, the other thing you really need to do is perseverance because there's a lot of highs and a lot of lows, but you need to persevere right down through the middle. And early on in 2016, it was myself and a partner, and we were the ones that took it to farmers market. And I think fear broke us up, the fear of not trusting, the fear of failure because the business was failing. It was in the hole. We ended that year negative 269,000. And I think fear broke that relationship up. But the fear of failure and the fear of not trusting one another or the fear of not trusting the people that were helping us, that fear overcame the passion and the belief in the customer. And so it really dissolved. And in 2017, I changed the way that I was thinking about my business and the way that I was treating people. And that's really what I think, I mean, we blew up August through December of 2017. And then 2018, my team was a small team of believers. Now, I'm not here to preach faith. Everybody believes in something, but I think you have to believe in something bigger than yourself, whatever that looks like for you. And my team of believers, we did a lot of meditation, prayer. I believe in reading books to grow. So we had a book club within our company that this great guy named Brant, who used to be basically a pastor to teenagers, that he led our group. And so we've always done book clubs. We always gave to charity, even when we didn't have money, to programs that we really believed in. And so that was important. And I also did where I picked an employee every month and they picked their charity and then we gave based on their charity. In 2018, we went from 5.3 million to 20 million.
Oh my gosh.
And I truly believe the focus, nothing changed from August 2017. The employees didn't change. They were all the same employees. But I believe it was having those employees who are hungry. They believe in it as much as I do. Humble. You know, we made a lot of mistakes as a team, but we owned them and we moved forward and we learned from them. So if you're not making mistakes in your business, it's not going to grow. The only way it's going to grow is if you make mistakes.
Yeah.
So don't get on yourself about the mistakes. Mistakes are actually a good thing. They teach you something. And then emotional intelligence. And that's something that lacked early on in my business because fear is not emotional intelligence.
Right.
Fear causes anger, debilitation. It's again a learned behavior. As a toddler, you know, I use that example. So fear wasn't in these 6 people. There was no fear. We were just going for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what took us from 5.2 to 20 million. And now we're more than double that. And I'm not allowed to say the exact number.
Totally fine.
But, you know, we have really big goals for the next 2 years, and it's not about the dollar. We don't put a dollar amount goal on. It's about the amount of people that we want to serve.
It's about impact.
It's about impact.
Yeah. So what I love about what you just said is so much, but what stands out to me is a couple things. The first is that when you're growing a business, so for those of you who are listening and you think you're going to make always the right hire, you're going to partner always with the right people. As you grow, if you get into the millions and 8 figures, you are going to make mistakes about who you're partnering with, who you're hiring, who you're bringing on. And a lot of times when those mistakes happen, they will blame you. That has happened to me too. They will tell you why it's your fault that this is all happening, which is another fear conversation, right? And really listening to your intuition and being unafraid to say, I have a vision for how this is going to go, and fear and whatever you're bringing into this company or bringing into this room is not welcome. You're welcome, but your fear is not. And that's a tough conversation. And I think sometimes people, when I learned this, I thought there was something wrong with me. I thought that, when I made my first senior level mishire, I felt like, oh my goodness, I messed up royally here.
I have felt that too.
Yeah.
I have had some incredible people work for me that I saw a vision for them that they didn't see for themselves.
Yes.
And I've had somebody take our contacts and use them to benefit their own business. And they started their own business on the side while working with us.
Yeah.
And I didn't learn it right away. And that's okay. I wish her the best. And my goal someday for everybody that works with me is to fulfill their dream. There's nothing better than to be able to fulfill somebody's dream and to pay it forward in that way. So a lot of our employees, when they get to pick the charity of their choice, or they get that extra bonus, they can put their daughter into the college they want. Those are really cool, fulfilling. It's kind of selfish, but I love that feeling of giving to my employees. So I hope to be able to give more. But I have to use forgiveness. Yeah. Forgiveness is so important, because people are going to be people, and they're not always, they could be really good people. Yeah. And they may not align with your values. And so they may not do what you think they should do, or they may not see your vision for their future. And I'm really trying to listen to my employees and hear them and hear what they want. I've had an employee who still works for us in a position doing horrible. And I moved her. So I actually promoted her. And I had a meeting with her, and I'm like, I see this for you. I think you could do this. And it's like your teenagers. I have 2 teenagers now. I should write a book on teenagers. If you want them to do something, pour into them as though they're already doing it.
Yes.
Wow, your room looks great. Pour into them what you want. So in this employee, I was like, I think you could do this position. You're great because of X, Y, and Z. So we promoted her when everyone thought I should fire her.
Yeah. Yep.
And she had a good heart. She had the good basic foundation. She just wasn't good in that position. She wasn't passionate about that position. So to find out what she was passionate about was the key. So she is thriving, massively thriving. She now leads a team. And in January, I had somebody that asked me to fire her. And I'm so glad I didn't, because she's thriving now. So not everybody's going to be a fit, though. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to move people around, and it's not going to be a perfect fit. And like I said, I've had some people leave me that I think would have done amazing in our company and eventually could have gone on to do other things, but they chose to leave earlier and go on to do other things. And that's okay.
Yep. Yep.
So
good. So you have so much wisdom. I just am so grateful.
I
So
don't know about that.
grateful.
No, I've learned a lot in the last,
Yeah.
I tell my husband, so I went to school, graduated from Chico State, and then I went to a program, an MBA program, but I never finished it. I got pregnant and have these student loans that he still bitches about. And I'm like, okay, but I got an MBA in the last 3 years.
Yes,
I've
you
learned
did.
more in this business about business and people and products that I could have never dreamed of. I mean, I've learned so much.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. I always think about that as like the Velveteen Rabbit story, you know, like
Yes.
you
Yes.
become real when you go through these trials in business,
Mm-hmm.
and there is no way to avoid them. There really is not. Like you can have the best coach and the best program, and you can make, you know, so many investments, but the way you learn is by doing and being okay with like, okay, now I get to do this. Now I get to fire somebody for the first time. Now I get to move somebody and follow my intuition. Now I get to, you know, it's like what you get to do as part of this journey.
Firing somebody for the first time. Oh,
I know. I literally threw up. But you know, these are things you get to learn how to do. And as you said, seeing what's possible in somebody, seeing what their potential is, seeing that maybe they're a fit for something else and you just don't have it right now in your company. Those are all gifts. Those are all gifts you get to give, as difficult as it is in different times. And so I'm just so grateful. I'm also super grateful because I love Cali'Flour Foods. I have several pizzas in my freezer right now. My kids love it. And you are giving a generous discount to anybody who wants to try you guys out. So there is a button underneath this video. The discount code is right there. You can click on the button. If you haven't tried Cali'Flour Foods, I highly, highly recommend it. If you have anybody in your life with an egg allergy, if you have any friends whose kids have egg allergies, get the vegan one and stick it in your freezer. You will be so happy you did, because that's what we keep on stock. So, and I just wanted to thank you again.
Yes, and we're coming. Thank you. And we're coming out with a top pizza. So by the time the coupon comes out, people can get a margarita, a veggie, a cheese. We're coming out with those. We are coming out with the plant-based vegan version too. It's not out yet, but it will be.
That's awesome. And I love the air. I don't know what I'm saying it right. The thing that you cook the pizza on.
Oh, the pizza pizzazz, or the Fry Daddy air fryer. Those are really good too.
Yes. Yeah. I have the thing that you get on your website, the silver thing.
Yeah. The pizza pan. The pizza pan. Yes. And we should, we do specials where we include those for free.
Yes. So it's awesome. So get that bundle if you want that. So then thank you again, Amy, for being here. It's so great to connect with you. I know you've inspired so many, and make sure that you guys try out Amy's products and get the cookbook and everything with that generous coupon code below. So thanks again.
Thank you. And one quick final word, please, if you make a mistake, know that if you learn from that mistake, your business is going to grow. That every major big mistake we made, our business flourished after that mistake, but we had to learn something from it. So that's my final message.
You do. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Have a good day, everybody.
Bye.